Jalas, all week long we've been talking about lifestyle diseases, huh?
Of course,
and
yes.
this is something that's popped up the last maybe 15, 20 years.
Yesterday was such an eye-opener when we were talking about cancer.
With Dr. Nyongesa.
Over 40,000 people each and every single year are diagnosed, and out of them has 28,000 people who actually die. And most of it, just like Dr. Nyongesa was saying yesterday, cancer is such a lifestyle disease.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
It is about what you eat, how you live, where you live, what comes into your body.
And check this out.
What you introduce into your system.
What you put in
yes.
is what
really determines.
Hypertension.
Arthritis,
diabetes,
watu wa bia na nyama, gout. Unasikia mguu sasa imekuwa mzito kuliko tumbo yako. Imagine you can't even now walk. You understand?
Mzito kuliko
tumbo yako. And some of these things
are avoidable
and could easily be controlled. Simple things like just detoxification. To detox. How many times do you detox? You drink alcohol. Do you take 1 week and just say, you know what, I'm off for this week. Let me introduce another drink in my system, which is water
or juice
or carrot juice. You understand?
Beetroot juice.
Hiyo sijui, but carrot najua sana.
Ile nyekundu najua, the dark red juice, which is good for your blood.
The place to be for all these kind of advices at Radiant Lifestyle Center.
Absolutely.
Located at Jamison Court, just before, let's not say actually Ngong Hyper. There's a petrol station just before.
Right. So it's karibu. It's next. It's near.
Just next. It's much more near.
Jamison Court.
Yeah,
off Ngong Road.
Off Ngong Road.
Yes.
That is the place to be.
And here to talk more about Radiant Lifestyle Center is Lucy Nguma. She's a diet and lifestyle expert at Radiant Lifestyle Center. Lucy, welcome to Hot 96.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So tell us.
First, before, let us get the giant out of
the room. Carry on.
You know, after work here, we always like to rejuvenate and just reset our system.
Yes.
Maybe a very cold beer and nyama with ugali. As a diet expert, explain where we are.
Or where we're going wrong.
Or where we are going wrong.
Did you say rejuvenate?
Do you want to say beer and rejuvenation should not be in one sentence?
No. Not at all. If you talk rejuvenate, you can only talk something as natural and as close as possible to nature.
Wow. So we see, the last time I checked, beer is nature.
It's wheat, it's barley, it's hops, and lots of water.
I
hear that. But how long does it take to make it become a beer? Something has happened.
When did you get to the science of ingredients of beer? Welcome so much.
Asante sana.
So, have you seen in the last few years a rise in these, what we call the lifestyle diseases? Is it alarming?
It is alarming, and that's the reason why we have we started Radiant Lifestyle Center, because ideally these things can be avoided. And it is simply because we have veered away from what our great-grandparents taught us. They ate simple food. They ate food that was as close as possible to nature. But somehow, somewhere, somebody told us that that's not good enough. We need to allow somebody to work on it and do something with it and change everything about it. And now we think it's food. No. As close as possible to nature, that is what is food. Because that is what you're made of. And the moment somebody takes a food and spends time with it, they're either adding something or removing something. So it's no longer food for your body.
Wow. And it's affecting your organs.
It does affect your organs. There are other simple rules that I love to talk about. And these simple rules are recognize that your body is made of what you eat.
You are what you eat.
Exactly. You are what you eat. And if you want to become like the food that you have eaten, then you must choose that food very wisely, because you will turn out to become just like what you've eaten. If it's junky, then you will begin to look junky, to feel junky, and to act junky.
And by the way, junk food has become almost a way of life. Jalas, when he leaves here, straight into junk food every day. I mean, good thing is he goes to the gym and he drinks a lot of water. But that junk food thing,
it still has an effect on your body because it is not food. Because ideally it has been modified. Your body knows what it requires. And if you don't put into the body what is the body requires, the body will continue craving for its requirement, and as long as you keep on putting what does not sort out the problem, then the body will begin to show signs and speak to you in a way that you find that you have to go and see a doctor.
Let me ask you, a typical day, what would an ideal breakfast look like?
An ideal breakfast, this is going to be a paradigm shift for many of us, but an ideal breakfast is what I would call a king's breakfast.
A king's breakfast.
A king's breakfast. This king's breakfast is supposed to have a carbohydrate as close as possible from nature. It is supposed to have a protein. It is supposed to have enough vegetables and enough nuts and seeds.
Give us examples.
So
ugali.
Ugali, exactly. Yes,
ugali?
yes.
For breakfast? Yeah.
We're doing okay.
We
have 1 out of 1.
Let me think. Okay, you said closer to nature.
As close as possible
say
to
you
nature.
have nduma.
Exactly.
Nduma as your carbohydrates.
Yes.
Then you said protein.
A protein.
You go for beans.
Exactly.
Or
lentils.
Let us just stick to beans.
Okay.
You go for beans. Then next you said
vegetables.
Tuseme umechukua ta managu kidogo.
Hiyo. But I always think, or I always suggest or recommend that you also do a raw vegetable. Because the moment you cook most of the vegetables, you lose a lot of the vitamins and the minerals.
So tomato?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with
cucumber.
Tomato. Cucumber. And then you said nuts.
And nuts and seeds.
Seeds
are
also
nuts.
Seeds are also nuts. Why seeds are not? Why are seeds not nuts again? Njugu kidogo.
Njugu kidogo.
Then seeds.
Na sim. Hiyo ndio seeds.
Sim.
Ama flax seeds. Ama chia seeds.
Let's just agree that diet is very expensive.
You think so? No,
Dieting is very expensive.
It is not expensive because what is more expensive? Is it the drugs or that you will take or pay for and with a lot of suffering, or is it just buying that simple maize and making some flour to make your ugali?
Wow. So if I walked into Radiant today, I come at Radiant, a Jameson coat. First it's a Jameson coat, right?
Yes.
The green gate, is it?
It is a black gate.
They change the color. They change the color. Yeah. So I walk into Radiant Lifestyle Center.
Yes.
Take me through the session.
Okay. It depends on what you have come for.
Let's say he's got hypertension.
He has hypertension. First, I am a psychologist. I didn't mention that before. But I am a psychologist. And when you have hypertension, the possibility of you being under stress are very high. Because one of the major causes of hypertension is stress. So what would happen is you will sit with me and we will talk about your life. What is happening in your life? How are you going about doing what you ought to be doing? What are the stressors in your life? How can we avoid these stressors, or how can we reduce them? And when we have agreed that maybe there is nothing that is really a stressor, then we will come and find out, how does your day progress throughout the day? What do you do from the beginning of the day to the end of the day? Step by step, we will go through that, and then we will try and identify if you are understanding or if you know what is the right thing to do. So we will walk through that. I will show you what you need to improve, what you need to adjust in your life, so that your lifestyle now is able to help your body to reorganize itself, because like you rightly said, the body knows how to reorganize itself, but it needs it, or it requires for you to give it the right material. And the right material is the right kind of nutrition, the sufficient amount of water, the right kind and sufficient exercise, and don't forget sunshine because of the vitamin D. The body requires enough rest. The body requires that you are temperate in all things, whatever, however good. And if it's bad, we avoid it. And ultimately, the body requires that you have a belief in a power that is beyond yourself.
Is it true that 8 glasses of water are what one should drink every day? An average of 8 glasses?
You could say average, but we have a formula.
Go on.
You take your weight, you divide by 7. Whatever you get, that is the number of glasses of water you ought to take in a day.
I'll end up drinking 13 glasses. I'll end up drinking 13 glasses.
Let me try.
Okay, your weight, what is your weight?
93.
In kilos, huh?
93 kilos.
In kilos.
Divided by 7?
Divide by 7.
Is 7, I'll tell you, 13 times 7 is 91. You're drinking 13 glasses.
No, you are lying.
Do it.
Hey, 93.
Divide by 7, 13
Divide by
points.
7. Well, I should be at 13.2 glasses every day. Jesus Christ, son of a carpenter. What?
Yes.
No, come on, that's ridiculous.
250 ml. Yes, or 8 ounces if you want.
So this 8 is average.
This
what
8
people
is average.
say.
Yes, this 8
but
is average.
now, for you to know how many glasses of water you should be drinking,
Exactly.
it is your weight divided by
by
7. Where is this 7 coming from?
It is a formula that has been used over many years. I believe it must be scientifically proven because, of course, if the mass is bigger, then the amount of water required would be more. So if we said it is 8, so what about somebody who weighs 45 kilos and another one weighs 145? It couldn't be the same.
But divide by 7.
Now, I have a very big concern that has been troubling me for a very long time. I have a friend called Jeff. On Tuesday and Wednesday,
Yes.
in 48 hours,
Yes.
he gets to sleep only for 6 hours. That is 3 hours because he has JKL at night. He still has to wake up here. Like last night, he was working here up to 7, up to 1 in the morning. 1 in the morning. Then
Woke up
by
at 4.
By 4:30 he was already here. Am I losing my friend very fast?
Yes, you will lose your friend very fast.
You see? You see?
His accuracy is highly compromised
You see?
in very many ways
Hey,
because
Hey, wacha kuiteka hapa na unajiua.
because when you don't sleep enough, what happens is, first and foremost, should you have any illness, it is very difficult for you to recover easily because the healing hormones in the system, they only function when you are asleep. The healing
hormones only function
they
better.
only function when
okay,
you're asleep.
real quick as we wind up. How many hours of sleep is adequate? Plus minus?
9,
Ay, come on.
9 hours.
Are we little babies?
No.
Let me give you a formula.
Go on.
Jeff,
There's
a formula.
Let me tell you the
But
formula.
the place to be
Is Radiant
Lifestyle Center.
Go on, give us a formula.
Give us the formula
The
for
formula
sleeping.
is sleep before 10 o'clock
And wake up at what time?
and wake up just after 4 o'clock.
That's 6 hours.
That's 6 hours. But what happens is any hour that you sleep before midnight in terms of restfulness is equivalent to 2 hours. You get that?
So let's say
hour. Let me see.
Every
so
hour.
let's say you sleep at 8.
Yes.
8 to 9, 2 hours.
That is 2 hours.
9 to 10, 2 hours. That's 4.
Yes.
And then plus 6. The real, that's 10.
Exactly.
Wow.
So you can
So if you
sleep
sleep
early.
during daytime, that is 4 hours.
Hapana.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. When you sleep, it must be in a dark room. It must be in a dark room.
Sleep in a dark room.
Sleep in a dark room.
Or a dark car. Listen, I love these formulas. These formulas are great.
This is very beautiful
It's
conversation.
very, very insightful and
You see-
educative.
You see, let me call you Lucy. Mm-hmm. You see, Lucy, this lifestyle diseases that everybody, most people nowadays fear and things like they could be detected much earlier.
Oh yes,
unavoidable.
Unavoidable. Yes. So, do you at Lifestyle at Radiant also do checkups and things like that?
I wouldn't say we do checkups because most people who present themselves, they are already aware that something is not right. So we don't do we do simple checkups because what we do is help you to reverse or to improve or to manage your health. But you have to work also with a doctor because at some point most people, they have already gone too far, so we are not able to only use lifestyle. But I have my own testimony. If there is time, I can give that one.
Yes.
Yeah, briefly.
About 10 years ago, I was suffering from what the doctors call thrombophlebitis.
From
a big word. Thrombophlebitis. And that meant that my feet would get very, very swollen so that I could not even work in the afternoons. But I went on to drugs because a doctor gave me a lot of drugs, and somehow my mind began to tell me something must change here because it was a lot of drugs. And somebody mentioned to me lifestyle. Then I was a psychologist. Somebody mentioned to me lifestyle. And I looked for somebody who was a diet and lifestyle consultant, and they walked through with me in how to change my lifestyle and how to use these formulas that I have talked about. And within about a year, I was also overweight. I weighed about 119 kilos. And within about a year, I lost about 45 kilos. I altered my lifestyle completely. And 6 or so months down the line, I was completely healed.
How do you feel now?
Great.
How important is exercise?
Very, very important because that is what rejuvenates the body. It is very important because even for your mental state, that is very key. Just simple exercise.
Yeah.
And I normally say the most and simplest exercise is just walk. Take a brisk walk every day or a minimum of 5 days a week. You don't have to pay for it, but it is very, very key.
Jalas prefers his exercise late at night.
Hapana usiku. Not late at night.
Because he thinks Valentine is every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that exercise.
Okay. We advocate that you exercise in the fresh air.
Okay, before we wind up, Lucy, Dicky
there's a formula for exercise.
Dicky Ulem Safi is saying, do you drink water before or after a meal? That's what he's asking.
You take water half an hour before a meal or 1 hour after a meal.
Half an hour before or an hour after. What about, and I'm serious here, a glass of wine as you're having dinner?
I don't recommend wine. I don't recommend anything.
This is
alcohol.
Grape juice. Jesus turned water into wine.
No. Listen, Jeff. How many times have I called you?
4.
Listen to the consultant.
Expert.
Do not Jesus as here.
You do not recommend wine?
I don't recommend anything that is alcoholic because alcohol has a tendency to destroy your brain cells. Any amount of alcohol is going to destroy your brain cells.
Because you have impaired mind and impaired decision.
I'm talking literally.
Like it's going to eat away.
It eats away your brain cells. And in the body, the number of brain cells we are born with do not increase. Those other cells in the body, they will increase. But the ones of your brain, they very
Katiba Clyde he's saying, no wonder I can't think anymore.
Exactly.
Your brain cells are being eaten, my friend. Umebaki na kidogo, my friend. So listen out there. If you're listening to us this morning,
and losing Nguma.
Very, very important conversation going around lifestyle and just how you live it.
Yeah.
How we've already spoken how sleep is very, very important.
Drinking water
is very important. And exercise is very, very important.
And of course, what you eat. You are what you eat.
Very, very important. Now, all this put together can only be found at one place.
Radiant Lifestyle Center, Jameson Court off Gong Road.
We're speaking to the beautiful Lucy Nguma, who is here, breaking it down in pieces, giving us formulas for almost everything.
Who once weighed 119 kilos.
And now she is at 45.
No.
Okay, she lost 45.
Correct.
And that was within a year.
Imagine.
Yes, training, but what you eating,
bado naongeza.
So you are not helping yourself.
No.
You know, when you train, also look at what you eat. You understand? So that what you are training and what you eating put together brings for you a good lifestyle.
Like Lucy says, you are what you eat.
You
Kama wewe unakula nguruwe.
Wewe ni nguruwe.
Lucy, give us your final thoughts going forward.
My final thoughts is, for you to change the way you live, you must change the way you think.
For you to change the way you live, you must change the way you think. Wow.
That is deep.
That's deep. And Lynn Kish has just chimed in here saying, I eat a lot of sim-sim.
Good.
So you just eat the way, just a few nuts in the morning, utakuwa sawa. And
together
seeds.
with everything else.
Na ile ugali na ndoma na nini.
Hiyo yote.
Wow, what a morning we've had. I tell you, maybe...
Irea Odhiambo says, listening from Embakasi, nice advice. Wow, I should change my lifestyle. Wow, wale wa mzinga. Kwisha, quick one. Is milk healthy? They're asking.
I don't talk too loudly about this one, but animal products have their own challenges. Because as much as we know in this country, many animals are not being taken care of in the way they should be. So many animals will be diseased. So the possibility of the milk being diseased are very high. But this requires that you consult, because I don't want to blanket this. But I normally would recommend that we do as much as possible food from the ground, because we were made out of soil. So whatever will come from the soil is better for you. If you want to be as strong as an ox, you don't eat the ox, you eat what the ox eat.
Na watu wa nguruwe?
Nini nguruwe ilikufanya nini? This week kumeongea juu ya nguruwe sana. Do you think we let Teddy Otieno come in?
And then we continue the conversation?
We give Madam another 5 minutes at least.
Absolutely. I like that.
Because the replies, the replies are crazy, my friend.
And the questions are coming in thick and fast.
Now. So at least another 5 minutes, then we can.
Is that okay, Katiba? All right, let's do that. We're going to take a break
much.
because we're way into Teddy Otieno's time.
Wow,
it is top of the hour.
Yes.
Plus, minus.
It is plus and plus.